wondered what therapy is like or what your loved ones talk about when they are with their therapist? Well, now you can be a fly on the wall in a real therapy session, an unnoticed observer. During this episode, you'll hear a real group therapy session with a modern twist. Our group therapy sessions are done as a mock podcast where participants are encouraged to have open dialogue about their mental health and addiction challenges. As an observer of this episode, we hope that you will learn something helpful for those among us whose struggles often go unnoticed. All personally identifiable information has been removed for the privacy of the participants. Thank you for listening.
What's happening, everybody? Tell me about your week. Let's start there.
I got a discharge.
You got a discharge date. How excited are you right now? I love it.
Well, I don't know, because I'm going to miss everyone.
I know.
Yep.
I'm going to miss you, too. And I'm sure everyone's going to miss you.
They will.
You're very missable. I'm sure.
Like, they don't know until I'm gone. They'll be like, oh, we missed her. So you guys better be nice to me until I leave, because you're going to miss me and you'll regret whatever.
For real.
I love myself. Okay, continue.
Good. It's important that you love yourself. When's your discharge date?
In 11 days.
Oh, does that mean we only have one more? Mm-hmm. Or do we have
sad
two more?
Sad music playing in the background.
Let me look on my calendar.
No, you have one more. That's it.
That's it? One more?
Mm-hmm.
So next week will be your goodbye group.
It will.
Well, how do you feel about leaving? Besides for the fact that you're sad to miss everyone.
I don't know.
Do you feel ready to face it all?
I don't know.
So that's a good answer.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, continue.
That's a good answer.
It's a great answer.
Yeah, I don't know is a good answer. Because if you're like, yes, I'm totally ready, I'd be like, hope she's, being realistic. And if you're like, I'm not ready, then you're like, oh, crap. She needs more time. But I don't know is the perfect answer, I think. What's going on with you in those headphones? Are they too big? Is that what's... Okay.
Bless you.
So,
bless you.
I know that we're going to be privy to... Is it...
Ruma in the house.
Is going to be singing for us today.
Not yet.
And I want to know a little bit about what you're going to be singing and why you felt inspired to sing. Because I walked in tonight and you were like, I'm going to be singing tonight. And I was all excited. And then you said, if I don't lose the nerve, right? And I'm like...
Well, I used a different word.
Right,
yes.
but I mean, it's a podcast. So, So I'm like, yeah, you're not losing it. But where did this inspiration come from?
Today was not good.
Today was not good?
No, and
Talk to
I
me
want
about
to do
that.
something that I'm actually proud of today, so I'm going to try.
Why was today not good?
It just wasn't.
Oh, man, you're going to make me, really try to get information?
You're good at it, so go for it.
Why you make me work so hard? Tell
Are you
us.
tired from your commercials?
I'm not tired from it. And honestly, I'll tell you the truth. What?
Was that today?
It was yesterday. But
You look so suave.
As cool as it was to do that, what I found was really interesting is I walked away and I didn't get the same sense of achievement that I get from working with you guys.
I thought you were going to say that.
It's true,
I know
though.
he's going to say that.
It's true. But it's just it's like one of those moments where you realize, everything you thought is what you want to do is not necessarily everything you want to do.
True that.
So the thing about it that I'm really proud of is that I didn't give up on trying to get a commercial for 6 years.
Ooh.
I kept going in, and I never booked anything. And I was like, all right, I guess I suck at this. I guess they hate me. And I kept getting these invitations, and it's annoying. You got to drive far away. You got to find parking. There's never any parking. And then you got to go into a room. It's really depressing. There's a ton of people that look like you. So you feel like you're not unique, You feel like totally like, oh, I'm just another, when you get negative, and I have gotten negative, if I'm being honest, in my head, I've been like, oh, I'm just another loser that looks like every one of these losers. It's full of hope and isn't going to get anywhere. And then, so it's like very disheartening when you do that for years and you don't get anywhere. And then I went in and it happened. And I got this. And it was like, don't give up. And I think it's a good lesson to take with you guys also, because I can honestly say I am somebody who didn't give up and got somewhere now. So, thank you. So I'm proud of that. But what I also found was, like, as exciting and cool as I thought it was going to be, I'm not going to lie, it was exciting and cool. But I didn't feel as good as I feel like when I work on a group with you guys and I walk away and I'm like, I think I might have helped somebody, you know? So that's me learning something about myself.
So, Ruma.
Yes.
So now that you've made me say all that, tell me why today was not so great, please.
We had surf today, and I didn't have a good time, and I wanted to, so that sucked.
Why was it not a good time? Boy, you're really making me work.
You're so nosy.
This is my job.
This is my job.
This is my job.
Again.
Because I had to wear something really tight, and yeah, I just talked about this.
Not with me. Maybe I have a fresh perspective.
I'm sure you do.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I had to wear something really tight. I don't usually do that. And I got bigger fish to fry than not liking what I look like. So I didn't really think about it for the past, 5 weeks. And then I had to think about it because I was shoved into a freaking wetsuit. And I didn't like it. And it sucked because I really like surf. And then I just felt like crap.
Okay. Well, I think that's pretty relatable. And
Okay.
I'm proud of you for talking about it, even though you just did. And you
I
didn't
don't
want to.
think that's relatable.
It is to me. Does
Okay,
anyone else
not
feel
to
like that's
anybody else at
relatable?
this table, though.
But everyone's nodding their head, yes, it is relatable. So if you looked at people's faces, instead of looking down at the table, you would actually see a lot of heads nodding. But rather than just nod,
At least all the women in the room.
why don't you talk about how you relate to this and see if we can find some common ground here?
Well, it's relatable, and today I saw you were struggling, and I was like, oh God, I feel bad. I don't know if she wants me to say something, if she doesn't want me to say something, but, I know, a lot of people feel this way, and I was nervous to say something because I didn't want you to be like, oh, you don't understand or whatever, and that's probably what you're thinking now. But it's what we all think, so.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
In a different way.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
think that anybody, other clients, understand. Well, I understand that you obviously have your own shit and understand in a way, but body type is different. One's more socially acceptable than the other one.
There's no such thing as socially acceptable.
Yes, there is, though.
I can't imagine what it would be like.
Socially acceptable landed me in the hospital, so.
I just can't imagine what it would be like to have feelings that your body is not like the acceptable size.
Okay, well, it's hard to think otherwise.
I'm being sarcastic. I mean, I
Okay,
totally understand.
If you don't know what it's like
I don't?
to literally let me finish.
Okay.
You don't know what it's like to get in any argument with anyone or reject a guy or do anything, and no matter how valid of a point you have and no matter how respectful you're being, they get to call you fat and a cow and a whale and just get away with it. And it's fine because you win that argument.
All right. Well, I could spend an entire week coming back at you with stories of stuff that I've been through because of my weight, which would not be fair to you because this is your treatment and not mine. But I've been through all of that except hasn't been a guy, and worse. And I totally understand and relate. And I know what it's like. And all I can tell you is that you have to come to a place, and it doesn't happen easily, but you have to come to a place where you can push the haters away. Where you can clearly recognize that when somebody is like that, they're sick. They're sick in the head. Mm-hmm. And if they're going to pass a judgment on you, they are literally sick. And you cannot win over sick people. You can't. Like, if somebody's looking at you and they think you're a chair because they're mentally ill, you can't convince them you're not a chair. You know? And if somebody's looking at you and they don't think you're beautiful because they're mentally ill, you're not going to be able to convince them either. And anybody who thinks it's okay to treat you like that or talk to you like that is really somebody with issues. And they're not
shallow-minded people.
Yeah, and you don't want to keep them around. But that's not to belittle what it feels like and what you have to go through and what you have gone through. But what I will tell you is... All right. I'm debating whether or not to tell you guys this story. But I'm going to tell it to you. Even though it's probably not the most PC story. When I was in first year of college, I met this girl. My immediate impression of this girl... And please don't think I'm comparing you to this girl. I'm telling you this just to illustrate a point. But I'm not, God forbid, saying you're anything like her. And if you decide that I'm telling you that, you're totally lying to yourself, because it's not why I brought this up. I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought this girl was busted. When I was in college, I was like, I did not find her attractive. And I felt bad for her. That was my first impression. I'm like, this girl isn't... And again, I'm going to reiterate, this is not the situation with you. It's just a different story that I can make the point with. And I felt bad for this girl. So anyway, fast forward to like 2 months later, I had the biggest crush on this girl. And it was because, like, she, even though by societal standards, would probably be someone that you would look at them and say she's ugly, she thought she was can't say it on the podcast. She had so much confidence. Yeah, she had so much confidence and so much self-esteem. And she carried herself like she was the hottest girl on the campus. And even though there were way hotter girls and my brain was telling me, like, she's not as hot as them at all, her attitude about herself overrode whatever I already thought was socially normal. And by 2 months into hanging out with this girl, it had rubbed off on me, and I had the biggest crush on her. I never actually got rejected by her. I did not get her, which was crazy to me because, like, when I first met her, I thought for sure I was, like, in way better shape than I am now, still overweight, but I thought for sure that she was out of my league. Like, I was better looking, and I could get her if I wanted her, but I didn't want her. But 2 months later, I found out she was way out of my league, and it was all about her own self-confidence. And I learned a lot from that. I remember that being like a life lesson for me, because I was like, she all of a sudden, she didn't change physically how she looked, but all of a sudden she was super hot. And not just to me, but to other guys also who were on campus. Would be like, she's so hot. And I'd be like, thinking, wow, she's tricked us all. But really, what the truth is that hot is not about physical. Hot is not about physical. So in her case, she wasn't overweight or anything. She was just somebody who society might deem as ugly, because she had like weird features, and like one of her eyes I think was a little higher up than the other one. I don't know. But like, she was so confident and full of swagger that we all fell for her, and she was like turning us all down. Mm-hmm. And I learned that from her about my own insecurities. About my own body image, and it took me a long time to really let that message sink in. But it's all internal. It's what you radiate. And like, You could have any body type. You could have a messed up face, so to speak. And it's mean to say someone has a messed up face. I'm aware of that. I'm just telling you how my college mind thought. I'm more mature now. I wouldn't think that or say that about someone. But you could have a quote-unquote messed up face. But if you have that positivity and that confidence from within, it will override what people think. It will override it. I guarantee you that. And that goes for everyone, because we all have our own insecurities. I can't hear you, but I know you're whispering something. Do you want to say something in the mic? We all have our own insecurities, and we all feel like we fall short on something, you know? In my case, it's my weight. But the thing to remember is we tell the world how to treat us. That girl, she told the world that she was hot. She did not care what the world told her. She told the world so strongly that the world shut up and said, okay, you win. Does that make sense to anybody? Or what are people thinking? Because I know it's a crazy story to bring up in a group like this, so I'm curious what it brings to mind and what kind of feedback you have.
I think, like Ruma, I think this also, like what he said, and then it like brings in a lot of the self-love kind of thing. Like if you're working on self-love right now, it is a big thing that I see you're working on it, but this is gonna come along with it. Like self-love, it's like this girl had a lot of self-love for herself, and she was able to, since she had that self-love, she didn't care what crazy society said, because society is messed up, and like there is no right and wrong, honestly. So like I know it looks like there's a right and wrong, but there isn't.
Cool. I'm glad that message kind of got through on that. Yeah.
Perfection is not what we lack, but how the world reacts.
Always count on her to have a quote.
Yeah. What do you think? You've been real quiet for the past 2 weeks.
3 weeks. 2 weeks. It's been 3 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
3 weeks since you spoke.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say, because I've never really been like body conscious. I'm not saying your thing's like wrong or nothing. And I think it's messed up for anyone that has put you down for that, like, because that's not right. Like, there's no reason they're just completely shallow and they can't think of anything better. So there's like absolutely no reason. But I think you looked fine in the wetsuit, and it was like the other wetsuit, just with legs.
He said just with legs.
So
I know that, like, I get so self-conscious sometimes still. Even with that message of that girl. Sometimes you know the message, but it's hard to sort of internalize it, and programming it into your brain is a tough thing to do. And I've even, like, said, like, oh, I know, I, like, catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I'm like, I look terrible. You know, if I'm lucky, my wife is there, and she'll be like, no, you don't. And I'm like, okay, it's just me who thinks this. And, yeah, I know that I'm overweight. And I know that it's something that I struggle with and that I'm in a fight with. You know, an internal battle with. But it's really important to not let... It's really important to not let it take a mental toll on you and a physical toll on you. You know, it's going to take a physical toll on you. It is a medical thing. But it doesn't have to be a mental and emotional thing. And people try to make it that. It's just about trying to be healthy. You know, some people are smoking cigarettes and they have to quit. And some people have, like, you know, like myself, constantly trying to readjust my diet or exercise routine to try and, like, get healthier. But nobody's, like, shaming the cigarette people and telling them they look bad for it, you know? But it's honestly the same thing. And it's really messed up that, like, there is this acceptance in society to go up to people who have self-consciousness about their weight, because whatever, we're not all the same size, and to just shame them about it. And that's something that needs to change, and we need advocates for it. And we need people to speak up about body positivity. And maybe that's something you could do, because the world needs more strong voices like yours. that can go out there and tell people this is wrong. The same as there's people who are anti-Semitic or racist. You know, it's right up there with everything because it's messed up and it shouldn't be acceptable. And you don't have to bear the burden of it, you know? In the same way I would tell somebody who's black, like, obviously, you don't have to feel bad because you're black. Like, you should feel proud of who you are. You should feel proud of your race. You should feel proud in your skin. No matter if your skin is on one body type or another body type. Or one race or another, or one religion or another.
Yeah, and I think what's also hard is that since, like, society nowadays portrays, like, you're one way, oh, now you're pretty, now you're successful, now you're making money, now you're happy, and you're living the best life, just because people are thin. But, like, it's so not true, and people who are thin, it doesn't make anyone like, people could be, you could one day wake up one size, one day wake up the next size, you'll feel the same depressed, or you'll feel the same happy. Like, nothing's going to change. Like, it's not affecting the way you're going to feel about yourself. Or, like, the way you feel. Like, you're not going to be more happy.
I almost think today's lesson, if there is one about the wetsuit, is that there is work for you to do to get to a point where you could own it wearing that wetsuit. Because if you're able to walk around in that wetsuit and feel like you're the shiz, I guarantee you every guy will think you are, and every girl will think you are too. Because unlike the girl in my story, you don't, how do I put this with professionally? You know, you're the opposite of ugly. You know?
How do I put this?
How do I careful, like, you know, I want to make some point, but I also don't want to, like, yeah.
And like a side point.
I'm sorry.
I can't even remember what I was gonna say now. Hold on.
Trust me, if you saw the girl
Can I ask
from
y'all something?
yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, wait. As a side point, everyone is so busy thinking about themselves and the way they look. No one freaking notices. Just saying. Everyone's busy looking at themselves.
Yeah, literally. No.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Well, you're the one that was speaking, so both of you. What you both told, be honest, guys. What you both told, do you guys believe that yourself? Or are you just, like, saying it? Because you...
No, I believe it.
Honestly,
about, like...
You're not
like
talking about
self-love and...
Yes.
It's something. It's a work in progress. I've gotten a lot better at it over this past summer.
It's not something that you can just do. Like, the girl in the story, I'm sure it took her a long time to get to that point. We were already in college. You know, like...
I've been trying to get there for 5 years.
But it's not something that happens overnight. I can honestly sit
Or
here
over
and...
5 years. So I gave up.
It took me 6 years to book a commercial.
Mm.
Maybe you need another year. I'm just saying, like... It doesn't, like... I can honestly say a year ago from today, I did not have the level of confidence in my body and in myself that I have now. And I can honestly say that I have a long way to go. It's not about, like... It's not like washing the dishes. Like, you wash the dishes and they're washed, you know? It's a constant, like, thing that you can improve on forever. It's, like, very small increments. But even when you say it's been 5 years, I probably would hedge my bets that 5 years ago you weren't even at the point you're at now. Am I right on that?
At least I put my hair up now.
I didn't hear you because you're not.
At least I put my hair up now. I would never wear my hair up, ever.
You see? So I think that kind of...
That's like the only thing, though.
It's still something.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how long it takes.
What I was going to say a minute ago is, like, if you would have seen the girl in my story, you'd be amazed that every guy was crazy about her. But it came from a radiance from within.
Yeah,
And
she's probably had people do horrible things to her too when she was younger, and then
I'm sure
she took that and she's like, no, I'm going to change it.
she came in with such confidence that everyone who thought anything thought they were wrong. And they were wrong. And I was wrong to pass a judgment on her. And she taught me that lesson with her confidence. You know, with her self-esteem being so strong, it kind of held a mirror to mine and said, no, it's you who has low self-esteem. It's you who's being judgy. You know? And why would you be judgy if it wasn't something you yourself were self-conscious about? Yeah.
Oh, like for a while when I was like in 7th grade, I don't know if this will help you or anything, but I was like super scrawny, like a pencil, like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. But I was like, you know, I would run my mouth and I would get in a lot of fights, and I would lose almost all of them. And then I was like, shit, dude, I need a bulk. And I couldn't bulk because of my metabolism. And I'm always running. Like, I don't know why, I just couldn't. So it tried me. I was like self-conscious, like I was so skinny. Like, it was weird. Like,
yeah,
I didn't like it.
No one's happy the way they are.
I didn't like it, so I kept trying. Now, I'm pretty happy about how I am now. So I hope you should be happy about how you are now, though. You look great. You look good.
He could say it.
You look good. See, Ruma?
I kind of wish you could see yourself the way everybody sees you here, because then you might have that confidence like that girl in my story.
You don't believe us, do you?
Not most of it.
Can you talk in the mic, though?
Not most of it.
So what do you believe?
I believe everything except the part where you're saying how, like, everybody feels this way, and, like, no matter, like, how much you, like, change how you look and stuff, it's not gonna change how you feel.
I
don't believe that.
I wish I could make you believe that, but, like,
you can't, though. Like, I'm not saying that, like, because of you specifically, but you can't make someone believe what they don't believe.
but, like, I know so many people who've done crazy things to themselves and tried to, and, like, there was a girl this summer who died because of it, and, like, she went to my treatment center and everything, and, like, it just showed how no matter how much I honestly was in my worst state emotionally, mentally, and everything, I was hating myself, more suicidal than ever, and all those kind of things when I did this drastic stuff and I was dying. And now I am like 30 times more happy after 4 months of treatment and, like, after getting back on track. Like, it doesn't make you happier. And it looks like it does because that's how, like, social media portrays it and everything. But it's fake. It's really fake.
I'm curious why you said you don't believe us, do you? P.O.
Because, like, I don't know, I just, like, the way, I just kind of, like, realized, like, I don't think, plus the part where everyone's saying how you're, like, how you are beautiful and stuff, like, I was like, wait, she doesn't believe us, because I was asking you this also because I've been thinking, and I swear I'm not saying because of this, like, earlier, I was thinking in a bunch of different ways. I was like, oh, she looks so cute with her hair like that. And I was like actually thinking that you're pretty. And I was like, pretty. I was like thinking it, but I'm like, should I tell her? I wasn't good. I was like, should I tell her? And then,
it would make me mad.
no, listen, this is what I'm going to say. This is honest. The reason I didn't tell you then, I guess I just like was like, I'm not going to tell her now. Like, I just wasn't like, and about the thing in the like sea, the ocean. Like, I didn't know what you were upset about. I saw you were upset, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like, why are you upset? And I'm like, should I go over to her and ask her? But then you didn't want to talk to me, so it's just like, okay. No, I went over to you. I was like, are you okay? And you were like, okay. But
she was in her own head.
Yeah.
that was nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Like, just, like, something about me. Well,
Finish your thought.
Yeah, finish your thought.
it's like, okay, well, not always, but, like, even in, like, not, like, a whole professional way, what I'm saying.
Just say it.
I notice and I hear a lot, like, more, like, I don't know, like, maybe I don't, but I kind of like, you know, when you think I'm sleeping and you're like, oh my gosh, she's still sleeping. And then I'm up and I hear everything, so.
Give her a little sneaky mouse.
Yeah, I'm a sneaky mouse.
Sneaky mouse.
Yeah, never mind.
I want to know what you were. I want to go back to what you were saying. What was the thing about you? I don't quite get it.
She, like, should I explain for you?
Yeah, please.
She kind of, like, makes herself really quiet, or she'll make believe she's sleeping.
I don't make believe I just.
Or she'll be, like, laying down and people will be like, oh, she's sleeping, and, like, really she'll just be listening to everything everyone's saying. Or and I think also she was trying to, like, say she notices, like, little things. Which she does, it's true.
Sometimes, I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't.
Well, pick up the microphone. How does that relate to what we were saying, though?
That's what I was saying. It doesn't, because I was just saying, like, I can't explain.
Well, you noticed how, like...
You know what, when I say certain stuff, like, it sounds so random, but in my head, it's not, since, like, I'm like...
Because your thoughts are...
Because they're your thoughts.
It's like creative. Like, oh, this happened because of this and this and this.
I know what you mean.
And that's kind of what I think that someone, not any of you guys, someone here does in a way. I'm not giving that person, like, excuse me, but I kind of feel like she does that in a way. And kind of also, like...
She kept trying to interrupt you when you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Listen to that song.
Come on.
You were talking. You were saying.
Wait,
Yeah,
I know I was.
Yes, continue. What time is it?
Why are you worried about the time?
Continue for 16 minutes.
No, for
16.
Keep going, please.
Just finish your thought.
I finished my thought. I have no other thoughts.
No, you have
Come on,
plenty
keep
of
going.
thoughts.
Say what you think.
Say
right
all
now.
the thoughts.
Well, not every single one.
All right,
No,
here
all
goes.
of them. All of
A
them.
list. No, because you're going to sing. I'll
No.
sing. I will sing so loud if you
So
don't sing.
go ahead, sing.
Okay. So, I don't know what to say.
What do you think, Ruma?
Wait, what song, Grace?
About what?
About what everybody's just said.
Oh, I think it's very nice. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I don't believe it. But that's not because of... Don't shake your head at me. I see you.
Look, I'll tell you this. Like, you choosing not to believe it. You don't think you
didn't
are,
know-
but
you know-
you are.
I wasn't done.
Okay, go on. Shoot me a look. I'll shoot a look back.
Do
I was
opposite
gonna
action.
say that. I know that it's not... Like, I don't not believe them because they're being insincere or because I think that they're... Like, I don't know. I just...
don't
you
believe
can't tell
them.
someone something they don't want to hear. So,
Yes, you can.
well, you just did, and I don't believe it. So
Because you're choosing not to believe it
I
because
am
it doesn't
aware.
fit your self-narrative.
And it might take a while. Like, you're not going to believe it after one time hearing it. You have
It
to...
will take a while.
Yeah.
Soon?
play.
Someone's breathing in.
I just want to tell you, like, a common misconception that we have as human beings is that, like, whatever's, like, fixed in our head is permanently there and it's not going to be able to change. And it's not true. You can redefine how you look at
Can I
yourself.
give it something to say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so it might not be for this situation or anything, but try to pay attention to everything you say and realize that I don't know when it will happen, and you might not even be feeling that way. But try to think, could it be one of us or anyone who's here would be saying that? Do you think that you might be the one telling them what we're saying?
What?
Like imagine I was sitting here saying like all the stuff you were struggling with today. What would you be telling? Like, think of the stuff you would be telling me and try and imply that to yourself.
Oh.
Like, I do that to myself
good.
all the time. Like, whatever I'm telling you, I'm mentally also like saying it to myself as well. Like, this is true. This is true. Like, reminding
But
myself.
then you don't believe it yourself when you say, like, I do that too sometimes. Like, not with this, but with...
It's called being a hypocrite.
I am a hypocrite.
Not you, me. I wasn't. That's not just.
But it's not. That's not what I'm saying. Not like it's not saying you better do this because that's whatever. Like, you better and this, and then they don't do it themselves, and they get mad when you do that. That's a hypocrite. And like I'm like many times when people say things, you're like, oh, but they're not like that, and they're just saying this because either they read it or they believe it themselves because it's true, but they themselves are, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. So
I know what you're saying.
Because I don't.
And opposite action really works. Like, I know you think like it's not gonna, but like you in the wetsuit today, let's say, reminded me, like, I didn't wear shorts for a long time because I hated my body, and then the first time I put them on, I was crying, obviously, and everything. And then I kept them on, and I ended up having, like, one of the most amazing days. And, like, I just felt so accomplished after. I was like, if this, I could do it. And I did it.
The Meadow Glade is a rehabilitation center specializing in mental health and eating disorders. Located in Moore Park, California, the Meadow Glade fosters an environment of wholesome healing, supporting the transition back to a self-sufficient, harmonious lifestyle. Offering both outpatient and residential treatment, the Meadow Glade works with clients from all over the country, offering optional housing on a private 24-acre estate of rolling hills, secret gardens, avocado groves, and sprawling pastures with horses on site. You or your loved one will enjoy an individualized treatment program with individual and group therapy, along with creative methods like equine and art therapy. Most major insurance plans are accepted, and our program specialists can help you every step of the way. Give us a call today at 888-619-0676 to learn more.
Ruma, you're a great artist, too.
That I can believe.
Well, because you've already decided to believe that.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else's voice is the one that's telling you that you're not, not to love your body, not to love the way you look. It's not you.
It's not
it's just
one person.
Somebody else or
It's like
some other people.
77 other people.
So 77 idiots.
Yeah, they're all literally idiots. Like,
are like trapped in your head, playing over and over again.
Is it hard, like, when people say, like, if I'm like asked,
Say, press play, go, please.
okay,
Talk.
Is it hard when you tell people that this happened and these people said these things, and people say, well, those people are idiots because maybe those people were close to you, and not all of them, maybe, but maybe someone was close to you, like maybe a relative or something, and they said it, and it's hard to hear that they're needed because you don't want to hear it because you feel guilty for thinking that, but it's not that it's something to feel guilty about.
Absolutely.
I feel personally attacked.
Such a
Not
smart-
actually. No, okay, I shouldn't have said that.
You go in my heart, just like,
You feel personally attacked by
No, I was joking. It was a joke. Like, I feel
But what she
attacked.
said was like really
it
smart.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like my grandpa used to say that.
yeah, that's what
I've said that before.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
does
like-
it hurt when people say, like, those people were idiots?
I mean, he's not alive, so kind of. But I'm not really thinking of that. Try not to think about that.
But it's all mixed in there,
Sorry, I didn't-
It's all mixed in.
Can you stop?
Or personally attacking you, I'll step on the flies.
Go step on a fly.
It's all in the mix, And it's important for you to keep an eye.
Okay, but like, it's not even. I can't even have like a political discussion. I've tried talking about like having an intellectual conversation with somebody, and they're like, "Well, you've never even seen a treadmill, so you don't know what you're talking about."
And,
it's like,
and is that
but
like
those people are effed up. Like,
it
serious.
makes no sense, but they know that it's like, oh,
No,
okay.
they have nothing else to say to you
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, dang, she is a lot smarter than me or something. And then they're like, what do I say now?
It's
and like,
mean what they said.
That's stupid.
It's mean and it's dumb.
yeah, and people do it both ways. People say to that extreme, then people go, oh, that person's so petite and da-da-da, and they can never do this. Like, it goes both ways.
Ruma, I want to ask you a question. Would you ever say that to someone?
No,
Why not?
because that's messed up.
Exactly.
So
And
then,
it's shallow and
so-
stupid. And
why don't you start talking to people who are like at least as decent a person as you are.
Because we don't have those where I live.
Find them. They're
They don't
out there.
exist.
I mean, somebody who would say that to you is not worth your time.
I'm aware.
And, like, they didn't deserve to be in that conversation to begin with. And they took themselves out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me so mad.
This is gonna sound like I don't know how to explain it. What it's gonna sound like?
You could just say it.
Swedish?
But
We should get you a shirt with like the Nike check and just says just say
do
it.
it.
No, just say it.
Just say it.
just say it.
Just Nike it.
Okay. I don't know what or how or where or when or but there is some parts of you, physically, emotionally, talentally, that stop laughing at me, girl. That people are like, it's not fair. Why does she get that? But like, and then you're like, oh, like that's my talent, Because like when you're like writing, like, oh, she's writing. Like, oh, you're good at writing. I mean, like, everything I say, like, you're like, I don't know, like, you're not gonna leave me, but I know this isn't about, like, body image, but it's about loving yourself. And loving yourself doesn't necessarily mean loving who you are. It's loving who you are and who you are to people and what you do. And, like, what you say to someone you don't know, something, but they're like, it helps. And I don't know how this is really random, but I don't know how you know so much big words. Okay.
Ruma, like, just to add to that, like, your identity, the way you identify, if you start identifying yourself as someone who's good looking, in your head, you will come to that conclusion. If you identify yourself by the negative things that people tell you, you will come to that conclusion.
When you're...
It's not a objective truth. It's a subjective truth. The
I
truth.
don't know what that means.
It means
Either.
that... Do you want to explain it?
I don't know what it means.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean either.
You want to explain it?
No.
All right. So the objective truth means this is the truth. It's just the truth.
Like the sky is blue.
Right, like the sky is blue. You can't argue it. That's what it is. It's the truth. The subjective truth is, like, I think that person is a good person, but you think that person is a bad person. It's
Or, like,
not the
So
real
an
truth.
opinion.
Yeah, or like I
Relative.
think that tastes good, you think that tastes bad.
Like, I'm old, but to you, I'm young. Like,
Right.
I have
Yeah.
kind of an example.
Yeah.
A story, okay. It's a short story. This is the example that I get every time something like this happens. Like, it's just the truth or not. Just say it. When I was younger, it's just an example. It's not like a story. Just
Go, for the love of all things
Just
holy,
go like
tell
this
your
whenever
story.
we need her to say it.
Yeah.
Do the swoosh.
when I was younger, like, I would wake up in the middle of the night and I'd go to my parents' room or to my brother's room or anyone's. I'd usually go to my parents and I'd come in and I'd be like, get up, everyone. But I was like younger then. And they'd be like, go back to bed. It's the middle of the night. And it was the middle of the night. And I would go, but it's the morning. And they're like, it's not the morning. I'm like, nope, it's the morning. You guys have to get up. It's the morning. And they're like, show me through the window. It's dark outside. It doesn't matter if it's dark. It's the morning. It's the morning. It's the morning. I would fight until it's morning. I would get up and I'll be like, okay, I'm going downstairs. It's the morning. It's the morning. It's the morning. And like, that wasn't true, but I kept saying it's the morning. It's the morning. So every time I say something that's like, they're like, it's the morning. And I'm just like,
That's a good example of it. And by the way, you both kind of have the same problem right now. You notice that? Like, you refuse to believe that you should feel good about how you look.
even now when I'm saying these things, I'm like thinking to myself, like, do I believe in myself?
Well, I think
that-
you refuse to believe that you deserve to be hurt.
yeah, like she goes, I'm sorry, I'm talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you said hurt. I was like,
Hurt. No, like,
excuse
that's
me?
why
Can I ask you
she's
one more
like
thing?
afraid to say things.
Yes.
'cause
Okay, it's just like,
it's
all
a
right, I'll
false
say
belief.
it.
Yes.
I'll say it.
I just thought you said something else.
When we say these things and you shake your head, besides the body,
You keep catching me.
are you, and you shake your head, you're not just you're not just thinking about that answer, what we said about the body image. You're also thinking like about other stuff that like
The negative stuff.
I was shaking my head at because I don't remember.
I think when I forget, I probably remember.
Okay, anyway, when you were like saying like, oh, like you do this and you're still not going to be happy and whatever, and like, I'm not just like shaking my head at that. I'm shaking my head at like other things I'm thinking of related to that.
Plus, you're like thinking like even stuff that have nothing, but like you're also thinking about stuff to do with that. But are you also thinking of stuff that have nothing to do? But if you think about it,
yes.
like it has to do, but it doesn't at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
I got you.
All right, take us home with the song. We have time.
Maroon 5.
Come on.
Maroon 5.
Is there a song?
Here she comes.
Wait, what song is it?
That one that was playing on the speaker. That was the What Lovers Do.
Trying to do what lovers do.
I can't. I'll have to hear it.
Come on, take it away.
Let's hear
How about
it.
let's keep it open for people to join in with you.
Okay, sounds good. I'm sure Shane Deli will.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I think
and now performing a song. Ruma.
Don't applaud. Stop.
I want to, but it's not happening.
So sing, I want to, but it's not happening.
you got a voice nobody ever said you didn't. So sing.
Oh, that was loud.
You can't be any worse than what I'm doing now.
Or me.
You know, like how, like if you don't worry about like if your voice cracks up, like because you're almost like it doesn't matter. Like if you go into
No one gives a
like if we know that you just didn't like we know you didn't dress up in the gown.
This is it. Go.
I really want to hear it. Go.
Are we too grown for kids? Are we too grown to play around? Young enough to chase, but old enough to know better. Are we too grown for change? Are we too grown for something? I'm not doing anymore. Please stop. Please stop.
Yeah, you did it. I'm so proud of you. And it was great. You have such a sweet voice.
To you, awesome dancing.
Awesome dancing for you. Awesome singing, Ruma.
I've never heard it.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week and have a good night.
All right.
Bye.
Today?
Yeah, after the group. Good night. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Unnoticed Observer, your window into group therapy. Each episode covers a new theme to open the conversation about mental health and offer insight and guidance. New episodes are released every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Join us on your favorite podcast listening app and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Facebook at Unnoticed Observer Podcast for more. And remember, if you or someone you love is struggling with any mood, behavioral, or personality-related matters, there is help.